on earth did I go 12-4 last week? Really? How? Must be getting a grip on this season much earlier than I anticipated. What's going on, guys? Six Report here, back to another video. And sorry I missed last week's picks. I was out of town and couldn't record, but I'm back and ready for week 4. We have a very interesting Thursday night matchup. Detroit's taking on Green Bay. This is going to be a fun matchup. Green Bay, they came back from a 17-0 deficit against the Saints and pulled out a victory. Jordan Love is just showing what he can do on the football field. I'm loving every minute of it. Meanwhile, Detroit, they're 2-1 right now. Got to win at home against the Falcons. This should be a fun game. At the end of the day, I'm going to go with the home team and go with the Packers. Our first international game, London matchup, Atlanta, Jacksonville. Okay, who thought Jacksonville would be 1-2 after getting blown out by Houston? That's what happened. And Atlanta, they're 2-1. They're playing good football so far. There's just something about London, though, that gets the Jaguars on the right path. I'm going to go with them over the Falcons. Another divisional matchup, Miami-Buffalo. Miami, they scored 70 freaking points against Denver. Man, what an offensive performance they did last week. Buffalo, they won 37-3. That looks like a minor thing compared to what the Dolphins did. This is going to shock some people, but I'm actually going to go Miami over Buffalo on this one. Miami, they just look like one of the best teams in the NFL so far. We have a battle of winless teams, Minnesota and Carolina. For Carolina, we'll see if Bryce Young's able to play. He's been struggling a little bit, but he's a rookie. He'll learn from it. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, nobody had Minnesota going 0-3 to start the season. They really need to get things back on track. I say they get the win against the Panthers. Another battle of winless teams, Denver-Chicago. Chicago, this was a team that we thought could be an up-and-coming, and it's just fallen apart for them so far. Justin Fields has not played great. DJ Moore is not being used correctly, and nobody's really emerging so far on this team. Meanwhile, for Denver, let's not talk about last week. Let's just put that to the side. I say Denver gets the win here, but again, this is going to be a team that needs to go on a run, or else their season could be over before it even began. Another divisional matchup, we have Baltimore taking on Cleveland. For Cleveland, they are coming off a win against Tennessee. Baltimore is coming off a very tough loss to Indianapolis. After an opening drive touchdown, they just fell apart after a fumble by Kenyon Drake. I don't know what to make of this offense right now, especially with the injuries that they have had. Meanwhile, Cleveland, their defense is for real. I'm going to go with them over the Ravens. Pittsburgh's taking on Houston. Pittsburgh's coming off a victory against the Raiders. Houston, they just demolished the Jacksonville Jaguars on the road. C.J. Stroud, I said he was a possibility for Rookie of the Year. I don't know how many people thought I was crazy, but look what's going on. He's playing really good football to start his career. Pittsburgh, defense is great. Offense still needs some work. I'm going to go with them over Houston. Rams taking on the Colts. For the Colts, we'll see if Anthony Richardson's going to be good to go. We're not sure yet. But Gardner Minshew is more than a capable backup. We have seen him perform well throughout his career. But that defense did a great job against that Ravens offense after giving up that opening drive touchdown. It could have fallen apart for them right away, but it didn't. They did a great job, forced turnovers, forced 3-and-outs. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they attempted to come back against the Bengals on Monday night. They fell 3 points short. I'm going to go with the Colts on this one. Tampa Bay taking on New Orleans. Both these teams, they are 2-1. For New Orleans, Derek Carr got hurt. We're not sure when he's going to be able to come back. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield's just proven that he can still be a quality quarterback in this league. As for this game, I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. Washington taking on Philadelphia. Philadelphia is 3-0. Washington's coming off a loss to the Bills. Gonna go with Philadelphia on this one. Philadelphia still need to work out some kinks, but they are playing good football so far this season. They definitely look like one of the early favorites in the NFC. Cincinnati taking on Tennessee. Both these teams have big-time question marks with their offenses. For Tennessee, you wonder how much longer Ryan Tannehill's going to be able to hold on to that job. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, he's still not fully healthy from his calf injury. We don't know if he's going to be fully healthy from his calf injury at all this season. I'm going to go Cincinnati on this one. Raiders taking on the Chargers. For the Chargers, Mike Williams is done for the season with a torn ACL. They're coming off their first win of the season against the Vikings. The Raiders coming off a Sunday night loss to the Steelers. I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. Patriots taking on Dallas. For the Patriots, they're coming off a win against the New York Jets, but nobody's really surprised by that. The biggest surprise, however, was the Cowboys losing to the Cardinals. That was the other surprise from last week I was telling you about. No one saw that coming. The Cardinals played a really good game against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys never was able to get out of the hole they dug themselves into. I'm predicting a bounce-back game for them. I think they're going to beat the Patriots this week, but that is just not a good look for a team that is looking to go far. Speaking of the Cardinals, they're taking on the 49ers in San Francisco. The Cardinals are playing better than anyone could have expected. Everybody expected them just to tank this season, but they're doing anything but. Yes, they are 1-2, but they're playing with heart this season, and they are just playing as hard as they can. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they're another one of the early favorites in the NFC. Brock Purdy's playing good football. 49ers defense is playing good football. I'm picking them over the Cardinals. KC taking on the New York Jets. For the Jets, I mean, Zach Wilson, he is still showing the struggles that he has had throughout his young career. Robert Saleh is sticking by him, but you have to wonder how much longer that's going to happen. And then for the Chiefs, they had that offensive breakout game that we've been waiting for against the Chicago Bears. I'm going to go with the Chiefs over the Jets on this one. And our Monday night game is going to be Seattle taking on the Giants. The Giants have a chance to redeem themselves after the performance that they had in their first primetime home game. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, after that early loss, they have rebounded, won their last two. I'm going to go with them over the Giants on this one. Alright guys, those were my picks for Week 4. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you guys next time.